In this video, I'm working with Discovery Education. We're going to dive into one of the tools that seems to generate a lot of interest, and I get a lot of questions about when I do training and professional development with on Discovery Education, and that is the quiz builder. And that can be found, as we saw in the previous video, under Builder Tools. And if we go to Quiz Builder, what this is going to do is allow us to create a quiz, make up our own questions, insert content from Discovery Education. It will be able to create a link or a passcode for students to use to access the quiz, and then we can set it up so we receive an email with responses from students. My commentary on it is that it is not a perfect tool. I think there are other tools that we have, specifically Google Forms, that can be used to create much more robust and better reporting on quizzes with an add-on like Flubaroo, which then also allows those quizzes to be self-grading and then can report the results back to you. However, there is definitely utility in using something like this, and that goes into, I think, partially why we use Discovery Education. And we use Discovery Education because the videos are high quality. In most cases, they provide the citations. In general, you don't need to preview the videos, and there are thousands of them. And maybe even as powerful as all that is the ability to search by subject and to search by curriculum standard as well. So there is some utility here, I think. And again, a lot of people ask about it, so I do want to go into this a little bit. So first thing we're going to do is create new quiz. And what we'll be prompted to do is enter a title. We'll just call it new quiz. You select a grade level. You can select as many of those as you want. I'm going to just go 9, and we'll say, how about science? We have the ability to put in instructions, which we'll do. So I'll put in some instructions for the quiz. This is what the students will see. So I'll say, watch the video and take the quiz. Didn't put a comma in there for you English folks. There we go. Finish editing that part. If I want to, I can put in objectives and notes. I'm not going to bother to do that at this point. Where it says attach resources from, interestingly, this is where we are going to either search for content to add to this video or to this quiz, I should say, or if you have content that you want already, you've saved the links, you go to My Content to look for that. We're going to go to search. Even though I called it new quiz, we're going to say that this is a quiz on molecules. So we're going to search for molecules. Now on the front end, it's a little difficult, I think, to sort of differentiate before you do the search, but as always, as we've seen in some of the other videos, we can decide then to, once we see here we have 748 results, we can decide to narrow by subject. So we could go science, which would make a lot of sense. We can go grade, which we've already selected. That didn't do it. Grade. So we're narrowing down, and by media type, we want a video, so we're going to hit the plus, and we'll say we're just looking for a full video. And video detail, I'd like to have closed captioning available, and I'd like it to be editable. Okay, there we go. Now we're down to 15 results. So we'll just take this one. We're going to say add selected resources. And what we should see, there it is, elements of chemistry, carbon, the element of life. We can see that content is now going to show up in our quiz. I'm also going to check under settings, receive an email notification when student completes this quiz. And the other thing that I think is useful is allow students to view graded quiz. And the reason I think that is probably the best way to do this is to use this particular tool is in class, and to have the grades come up right away when a student takes it, and then you can record the grades. Again, it's It's not as powerful a tool as some of the things we're getting used to, like Google Forms. And again, especially with an add-on like Flubaroo, where you can have quizzes populate in a spreadsheet, and you can have them be self-grading as well. So we've kind of gotten used to the ease of use of some of those tools and how powerful some of those tools are. This won't do that kind of thing for you, but again, the advantage you're getting here, if the quiz tool isn't necessarily as good as, say, Google Forms, for example, but you are getting all the advantages of searching the content in Discovery Education, and you're getting a link that that a student can access the content. Unfortunately, at this point, I'm not aware, at least, of any way that we could sort of populate that into something in Google Forms. If that ever happened, that would be really nice. Going forward, we're going to save and continue. And where do we want to save it? We're going to save it right in My Content, which is, you can save quizzes in the same place that you save videos and other things, other pieces of content from Discovery Education. Now we got to create the quiz. So I'm going to add a question, create a question. We'll do just one. We'll say a molecule is the same size as a golf ball. And we'll go answer choice is true, answer choice false. Check the correct answer, which is, oops, obviously false. We can decide if we want to add resources. One of the things I do like is here, this review resource is if the question is answered incorrectly, we could choose to have some sort of Discovery Education resource pop up, like maybe a review showing, hey, molecule is definitely not the same size as a golf ball, to reinforce that misconception, reinforce the right answer to hopefully combat that misconception. We're going to go finish editing and then save and continue. And what I'd like to show is then what the student's going to end up seeing. So we have a couple options here. We can assign to class or student, and we can assign by code or URL. Now, as I may have mentioned in a couple of the other videos, if you can create a class in Discovery Education, but that requires a lot of input on the teacher's part on the front end, and quite frankly, we are used to having a lot of that stuff already done for us, and we have tools like Haiku where we have classes built already. That seems like a lot of extra work to me. What I would probably suggest is go to assign by code, and what that'll do is give you a code where you can give the student this link, and then they enter the code, or my personal preference is just give them this code by copying, and then the passcode's already in that URL. So if I go save and continue, yes, and then what I'm going to do is go to a separate account, Chrome account, and show you what the student will see. So I pasted that URL, and we need a name, so we'll go with Joe Thomas, login, and this is what the quiz will look like. So at this point, then I can click on the link here to watch the video. We'll say I did do that. I'm going to take the quiz. It's a one-question quiz. I'm going to say that answer is false. Complete the quiz, and shows me what I got on the quiz. And again, from a reporting standpoint, definitely not as powerful as some of the other tools that we're used to, but we are getting all the advantages of Discovery Education content and the searchability that goes along with that. You certainly could then go around as teacher and have the students self-report, or use this as a check for understanding, or walk around the room and take a look at how the kids did. Or obviously we've also set it so you will receive an email notification as well. Hope you enjoy this video. We will do more in this series on Discovery Education, like this one on quiz building, where we dive a little deeper into specific areas of functionality of the site. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.